Money. Money.
So, Keelan, my co-host, what do you got going on today for our Money Chat?
Well,
Personal, business, what?
I think I'm going to go personal, but kind of leaning into business. And I had a tragedy to triumph story. And, you know, I appreciate your coaching so much and, you know, all that you have taught me and I've learned from your courses. Yesterday, I don't know if you listen to every single one of our shows, about, I don't know, month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago, I got invited to play in an international soccer tournament and came back and recovered. And the first game I played in after I recovered from a previous injury, I sprained my LCL, which I thought it was like over, like no more international tournaments done. And just yesterday, I went to my physical therapy and went through a pretty hardcore test, and I'm good to go. And it kind of made me reflect on things a little bit and how I didn't really skip a beat. You know, of course, it happens, and you're like, wow, first game.
Well, you did miss a day at the office.
That's if we consider that a beat, I definitely missed one of them. And, you know, and I just focused on the solution, and I worked so hard to get back and get in shape. And, you know, and now I look back, I'm like, I've lost like 15 pounds. I'm in better shape than was when I started. Yeah. So again, kind of coming back from tragedy to triumph, all about your mindset and focusing your energy where you put your energy expands. And it was such a good example of, you know, when things happen and how you can put things in perspective. I'm ready to rock and roll now. Like, I feel great.
I love that.
And it is a triumph after all.
Yeah, I love that. And that's really great. We never know what each other is going to kind of bring in. It's just a spontaneous time to do a little chat, and we call it Money Chat because the show is called The Money Hour. But it actually flows in perfectly with me because I have a big announcement to make. I'm going to be starting a new podcast. Nothing's happening with the radio show. We're still going to be here. This is 10 years running, and it's going to be another 10, 20, I don't know, as long as I'm working, we'll be doing The Money Hour. But this is, it's called The Inspirational Break. And each week I'm going to share an inspiration for the week, and I've created the space for you to take a few minutes just for yourself, and I want to share the inspiration behind my inspirational break, and it really is going to be a few minutes. It'll be 5 minutes or so just an inspiration for the week. But I have a 12-month program where I help women in transitional housing. Majority of them, well, all of them, they have children as well, so they're coming off of the street, and they're the best of the best. They're, you know, we know that there's a 1 percentile in business, 1% that are killing it. You have the 20% that are doing 80% of the business, and then you have the 80% that are getting 20% of the business. So majority of people are having a difficult time surviving in life. Well, when it comes on the street, it's the people that live on the street and have tragedies trying to keep a roof over their head. It's the same thing. You have a 1 percentile, the best of the best. And I'm really passionate about the work I do with these women because they have made it off the street. And so I have a 12-month program that I take them through. Each month I spend with them in a connection to my keynote, Tragedy to Triumph. And each month there's a workshop and something that we work on in spirit of Tragedy to Triumph, and then they can work on it together. I always talk about them being a community because they're all living in the homes together and they can support each other, and it's just a really, really beautiful thing. And then next month they come back and do something else. But I thought I really wanted to have something that could keep the women inspired for every week that we're not together. And then once they complete the program, still a place that we can stay connected. And so I want to give a shout out to Lori Hardy, which is at the studio as well. She has her own podcast show, and she's just going to do mine for me. So I'm going to come in right after the recording here at the Money Hour. So one time it, all about the high efficiency, which is my business coaching program. So I'm just really, really excited about it. And first show, which is going to be today, I'm just going to share my story because, you know, you want to be vulnerable and open up. And we each have a story, and it's going to be really connecting around your story and your life and inspiration and what you can do throughout the week to really stay inspired and stay in a great spot. So tune in for that. I'm really excited for that. And that is our Money Chat. Coming up next on the Money Hour, we have Mike Pattison of Master Builder Association right here on 1150 AM KKNW after this short break.